One, two, three. Go team!
Life without sports, I think, would be a disaster. I like sports because it's a team effort.
It makes me fit.
My coach helps me be a better person.
If you didn't have a coach, you would basically just go crazy.
You have to work with a lot of kids. You're like, do this, don't do that. My life without sports. Sports to me is like breathing air. Life without sports would not be good because then kids wouldn't be active. They would just do this. Not even talk a single word.
Sports is kind of my life. Like, I depend on sports to keep me active and healthy and happy.
It's so fun.
I want to play sports forever.
Hello, this is Jeff Watson, and today we're sitting here with Daniel Kanu from Aba, Nigeria. And basically we're going to get the in and outs on with hard work, determination, that success really is possible. And nice to meet you, Mr. Daniel.
Nice to meet you, Jeff.
All right, thank you for joining us today, sir. And Mr. Daniel, basically we just want to touch bases on from your start to your end, your success story from the struggles it took to get there. And if you could, just start us with a little bit about you, the come up from Aba, Nigeria. How was it living there?
Well, I grew up in Aba. I was born in Aba, and from a middle to upper class of the society. And a family of 7 kids. My parents had 7 kids, 5 boys and 2 girls. And I was the 5th boy. And it was quite challenging growing up in a city of over several million people.
I would imagine.
Yes, but in elementary school we didn't have much in terms of sports. No track and field, and There was a field that kids just kicked soccer balls around, and that's about all we had. It wasn't really organized. But the city was quite bustling with millions of people.
Yes. Okay. And Mr. Daniel, now let's talk about you going to school. As we would imagine, going to school in Nigeria would be quite different from going to school here in the States in America. If you could just fill us in on how was it for you, yourself, going to school in Nigeria. Kind of give us a visual picture, if you may.
Well, for me, school, at the early stage of my life, preschool, I wasn't really interested in education. I was more interested, just like every little boy, of playing on the streets and hanging out with friends. But elementary school was the same thing. I didn't really concentrate because education just wasn't very important to me at that stage. Just like most little children, they need something to entice them to education. So I found it quite challenging, although I graduated elementary and graduated into Federal Government College, Okigwe. That's junior high school level based on the education system there. So I went to Federal Government College, Okigwe in Imo State in Nigeria. And at that point, we had school sports, but it was very skeletal. Actually, I would classify that as below minimum. We had a field, but it was just a couple of soccer posts, no grass, no basketball court. Yeah, well, they called it track and field, but there was no track.
Just field.
So just field. And the field didn't have grass on it, so it wasn't much to write home about. But about my second year at the school, that Federal Government College, my parents decided that I was too distracted with friends and so on and so forth, and I wasn't doing very well, and they decided to send me to the United States to get an education here. At the age of 12 years old, my parents sent me to the United States to live with my brother and go to junior high and high school. And I lived here with my brother at 4434 Wind River Lane in Garland, Texas. And this is the old house where I grew up. At the very early stage of our lives, 12 and a half years old, we were considered bad little kids and had a lot of spare time. So when I got to the United States, my brother Uche quickly introduced me to sports and schools. So I engaged myself with after-school activities in sports. And living here at 4434 Wind River Lane, we would play on the streets here, and this property used to be a Dairy Queen restaurant, and we would jump the fence and go there and eat hamburgers and play video games as part of our engagement after school activities. We're here now at Buckner High School. This is where I attended high school after graduating from Liberty Junior High. At this school, I played American football, shot put, and also discus in the track and field. Here, education was fortified by a good sports program. I was able to become a man and graduate into University of Oklahoma from Buckner High School.
When I was in school, Mom was battling cancer. Her main goal for me was to graduate from college because she felt that with education, it's something that nobody can ever take from you. When I look at my son and I'm telling him that I want you to complete your degree, when I have mine in hand, it makes it a lot easier to press him about it. I remember you coming down hard on us about the academics. If we didn't maintain a certain grade point average, that we weren't even going to be able to play.
Education is that important to the Fitzgeralds. Your mother would have never married me without an education, and I would have never married her without one.
I like to travel. The University of Phoenix has the ideal program for somebody like myself. This is a tailor-made education because it allows me to work when it's convenient for me. It's worked perfectly. I even studied in Antarctica this year. I want to do something with my degree. I would love to be in the journalism field and do some broadcasting. My major is going to help me with those endeavors. We do a camp here in Minnesota every year. What's the most important is that these young women and men learn skills that I feel is going to help them for life.
Hard work and dedication, teamwork, commitment to being better. Those are things that I saw yesterday, and I want to continue to see those same things today.
I realized a couple of years ago it wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be a serious commitment. Your mind always needs to be jogged, pushed, be strained. The doors that would have been closed if I didn't have my degree are now going to be open for me, and that's the thing that's most exciting.
Okay. So now you're in sports, you're in middle school, you're the running back for the team. Now let's go to the classroom. We come from Nigeria's classroom and even Nigeria's sports to where it's track and field, but basically we just got field with no grass. And you're in America now, living with your brother. You're on the football team. Let's do a little compare and contrast. How would you compare the football field and the sports here versus the ones there? What differences could you see?
Well, there's a huge contrast, a huge disparity. It's like from 1 to 100, 100% difference. In the United States, of course, the sports is much more organized, first of all. Parents are much more involved, which is very important to encourage the kids to participate in sports. We had a field, of course, for soccer. We had a field for American football, for baseball, track and field. All those facilities were present at this junior high school that I was attending. But most importantly, the sports were so organized that on Tuesdays, 7th graders play. Everybody comes out to watch them. On Wednesday, 8th graders play. 9th grade, Thursday, and then you've got diversity that plays on Friday night. Varsity is the upper level, that's the 12th and 11th graders. And then, of course, on Saturday, universities play. So sports in the United States is very well organized, and it was back then. And that created an incentive for children to want to participate in sports because they all wanted to perform in front of their parents and other parents and come out on TV every now and then.
Okay.
So that was an incentive for us to do well in sports, but there was a catch. In the United States, there is a rule called no pass, no play. That rule essentially means that if you get anything, any grade, 70 or below, if you get 69 or below in your class, you can't play in sports. You can practice with the team, but you can't play on those performance nights. So, of course, that created an incentive. That was a driving force that became a fuel for all of us to try to pass, make sure we have 70 and above, 70% up and above in all our grades, so we can perform on the designated night based on your grade.
Now, did you have any issues with this? Now, based off the no pass, no play, was it big deal back in Nigeria? Did you notice a big influence, or are they focusing more on no pass, no play?
There was no pass, no play. There is no such thing in Nigeria in terms of no pass, no play. And what it is a carrot and stick type of thing, strategy that they use in the United States. They still use that strategy here, where the carrot is the performance. You're going to come out and perform. Scouts will come out and watch you. If you do well, you get scholarship to big universities. So we all wanted to perform on those nights. That was the carrot. Now the stick is if you fail, you can't perform on those nights.
Yes.
And of course, every kid wanted to get a scholarship to a big university. So we all came out in the classroom and wanted to do well and pass out our grades, and actually that helped me to become a straight A student. So I ended up making all 90s as opposed to 70s or 60s. So all my grades were 90s, and I was considered a straight A student, both in junior high and high school.
So the no pass, no play, it really helped you out. It helped you focus in school. You had no issues with it. You wanted to perform. Obviously, you knew you were good on that football field, and you wanted to perform on that football field, so you performed exceptionally well in class.
You should play sports. It's really fun. It's like really active, and you should try it.
If they don't try it, they'll never see if they'll enjoy it at all. And sports are a really good thing for you. They're really helping you enjoy and get socialized with other kids, and just using teamwork to make yourself better at sports or whatever sport you want to do.
If you do sports, you'll feel better about yourself, like happy and more active and stuff like that. So yeah.